The old city of Beijing is lined with hutongs. They're small meandering alleyways that form a maze of siheyuan, which are single-story homes surrounded by open-air courtyards. Life in the hutong neighborhoods follows a slow pace, giving an atmosphere of days gone by. In many ways, the hutong is more than just an architectural concept. It is a way of life and a living imprint of time. Over the years, many dwellings have been falling apart. Truly authentic hutongs are no longer ideal living spaces by today's standards. So how to preserve and restore hutongs has become an important point of discussion in the urban development of Beijing. Recently, the Beijing Cultural Heritage Protection Center joined hands with Beijing Tianhe Development Group to revitalize Beijing Shichahai's hutong neighborhoods.
I think the purpose of this signing ceremony is to establish this partnership. So Tianhe, as a state-owned company, they have the capability to acquire all these courtyards. And the CHP, as a charity group, we have the capacity to mobilize volunteers and contribute to the design and the heritage preservation measures in regenerating these courtyards. So I think it's a perfect match.
Over the past 8 years, Tianhe Development Group has looked to restore 100 courtyards, 30 of which are still under construction. To conserve and protect the courtyard homes, Chen Liming, head of engineering department at Tianhe, adheres to a strict set of principles.
Fix and repair is our mantra when we refurbish courtyard homes. If we find anything worth protecting, we fix it. Keep what we can keep is also important. If we can't keep the entire structure, then we preserve at least parts of it. In one project, we had a new wall built with all bricks, saved from the original structure before it was taken down. Finally, recycle things we find worthwhile. Things like old tiles, wooden frames, and cornerstones are time prints. Adding them back into the new house and the refurbished home will give its own distinctive personality.
For this year's Beijing Design Week, Tianhe presented several remodel projects to the public. Some are rooms transformed into Airbnbs. Others are courtyard homes converted into boutique hotels. These reinvented spaces encourage interaction between local residents and visitors, giving these old neighborhoods a new purpose while maintaining their historical facade.
What's new to me is some of the courtyards are really, really small, actually not a full courtyard. And it's, some of it's part of a bigger courtyard, coexisting with some original residents. And I think architecturally that's a new type that we haven't quite seen. We have heard of it because we have been talking about this micro circulation, meaning that you change the community bit by bit in a small scale, instead of tearing everything down and rebuilding. So I think the scale of renovation now has been reduced to not in the scale of a courtyard, but in the scale of one building, or sometimes just one room, or part of the room even. So that's really interesting to me.
Renovating the courtyards by redesigning them in a new light is another way architects are reviving the hutongs. Yingyuan, or the Invisible Yard at Baochao Hutong, have been vacant and deserted over the past 5 years. But this summer, the 50-square-meter courtyard home had a revolutionary makeover. Mirrored floors are used to bring the hutong skyscape into the private alley. See-through glass walls are installed to lighten up the living room. As for existing brickwork and the original wooden beams, They're left exposed across the interior to contrast the new interventions, creating a dialogue between the past and future. But challenging conventions with daring designs have drawn heat for Shen Jianghai, the architect of the invisible yard.
There are so many arguments online. Some people think, okay, it's not good to use the mirrors on the ground. And some people think, okay, the glass is too transparent. But for me, I think it's a quite good experience. I'm a very open-minded designer. I respect all the opinions. But in my projects, I always want to do some new and try some different. But it's not strange. I just want to make some different. It's good for the building, good for the clients, good for the people living here. I think even it's good for the hutong.
Over the past decade, a growing number of Chinese and international architects have been revitalizing these iconic architectures. They're exploring new possibilities for hutongs by reinventing their spaces and readapting their uses. But what impact these urban interventions and renovations will have on the hutong and their rustic charm? Only time will tell. Lin, CGTN.